Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have a read aloud of this book. You guys did an art project about this book, but I want to go evolve into this book. This book, again, is called The City Zoo Bazaar Review. If we look at the front, can someone raise their hand and tell me what is demonstrated in the front? Prince.
Reindeer dancing.
Reindeer dancing. Ayana.
Stage.
Stage and curtains. Desiree.
It's basically, I see a showcase with animals dancing around.
So what word can we use to describe all the things that you have just said here? Deja.
Title.
Titles on there. Noah.
A show.
It's a show, right? It says City Zoo Bazaar Blizzard. Prince.
Picture.
Picture. Give me another word for picture. Jade.
Details.
Detail. Not another word for picture. Synonym for picture. Zori. Starts with an I.
Illustrate.
Illustration. Yes. So we look at the illustration. So we know by this picture, we know by this book's illustration, it's going to be about a zoo. So if I turn to the first page, we know at a zoo we have to pay. Here it talks about tickets. Gives the prices. It says Arctic air mass settles over a city. Frigid temperatures will remain. More weather after the news. Does someone tell me? Think about it. What does Arctic mean? What does Arctic mean? The word Arctic. Aaliyah, Taylor.
Like in the Arctic, like Arctic is like really cold where the snow is.
Yes, as she said perfectly. Arctic means very cold and the snow. Right? So if we look back at our picture, we can see we have the ice and the snow on top of the sign of the zoo. We flip the next page. We're in trouble, sir. It's been cold for too long. If we don't get some visitors into the zoo soon, we will be in for a hard time. The zoo might have to close. What image do they show that talks about that they're having a problem? What image can you see? 7. Speak louder. Yes, there's a term up there that's on that calendar in 7 said. That term is what's called revenue. It says, you can see it says revenue. I put it up on the board. Revenues. Revenues means profit. Profit means money that you get to keep. If you sell something, you want to sell it for as little as possible so you can make as much money as possible. Nate, I need you over here, Nate. So, again, it says we don't get some visitors soon into the zoo soon, we'll be in for a hard time. The zoo might have to close. Why? Because they're not going to have as much profit. The zoo will not have money to keep. They will not be able to pay their workers. Hard times, Rusty Sparrow stopped snacking on birdseed. She knew something about hard times because she spent each winter searching for food. But closed the zoo, she flew off to share the news with her flocks. Here's a question I want you to think in your groups. You have 1 minute to think about it in your groups, and then you're going to talk about it after that 1 minute. Was Rusty happy? 1 minute, go.
No. That's
not. Nate. I'm just going to call Nate and speak to your mom about this.
Yeah, why would you be happy about she was not happy. She wasn't happy at all.
30 seconds.
You know, they just thought they had you can tell the people and the money that you give them.
Because they was making little money. They don't relate it and they go out of money.
No. So,
10,
like, we know money.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, and come back together in 1. Great job. Okay, Jade, tell me what you and Ayana discussed about Rusty. Was Rusty happy?
Rusty was not happy because the zoo was shut down and Rocky's going to get paid.
So someone continue on with what they said. What does that mean? The zoo is getting shut down. So what's going to happen to Rusty and the animals? What do we think? What do we think? Make a prediction. What do we think is going to happen to Rusty and the animals? So, raise your hands. What do we think is going to have to happen to Rusty and the animals?
I think.
Leah Wright. Speak louder. Want to pass the 7? What do you think is going to happen to the animals? Speak louder.
If they put the animals out in the cold, they might die without food.
Okay, yes, they might die. What else? Deja?
Me and Zoe discussed how Rusty was not happy because how everybody in the zoo is kind of like family. So they won't have like no food to eat and they will be cold because it's like so freezing out there, and if there's no food or anything, that's going to be bad. And then with no profits to pay off the zoo, they're going to be shut out in the cold.
Great job. Great answer. Friends, last one.
Well, if the zoo shuts down, all the cold-blooded animals will die.
That's harsh. He said the cold-blooded animal.
Okay? Someone help him. Yes, Jay?
So the government might, well, the government might think that you're not taking care of the animals, and they might think you're endangering the animals because you're not really taking care of it, and some workers will quit because they don't think that you're paying them enough money to work at this.
Good. So that's some good predictions. Let's see if your predictions are true. The next page. We look at the next page. It says, the flock listened to Rusty's news. Then they scattered to spread the word of the zoo's troubles. Let's find out if your predictions are good. The lions lays in their rocky den. We look at the picture, we can see lions. Who cares? It's cold. If we get hungry, we can hunt for food.
Ooh.
Let's see if the chimpanzees. The chimpanzees could hardly listen for all of their shivering and chattering. The black bears and the grizzlies didn't even answer the call. They were hibernating until spring.
Oh, the penguins are right.
But not all of the animals minded the cold. The penguins played tag on their frozen pond. You see the penguins?
They can stand the cold.
At least they like it.
They can stand.
Piercy Polar Bear paced the path around his home, back and forth. His nose lifted to catch the slightest scent of new snow. Oh, how he loved the zoo when it snowed. The reindeer herd roamed their wide pen, grazing and gossiping. Did you hear? The birds in the tropic house are staging a sit-in. They migrated to the southern end of the aviary and won't come back until they get more heat. What do you think is the term aviary? What is the definition of an aviary? What is an aviary? Any ideas? Let's see. Let's again, reading comprehension. Let's discuss what the passage says and let's get an idea. Did you hear the birds in the tropical house are staging a sit-in? Let's look at their picture. They migrated to the southern end of the aviary and won't come back until they get more heat. So what is an aviary? First of all, in discussing an aviary, who are they talking about? Somebody silently raise their hands. Who are they talking about? Sorry? Birds, right? So birds. It says tropical house. So that means it's discussing something that involves a house. So what do we think an aviary is? Desiree.
I think an aviary is, wait, could you repeat that sentence?
They migrated to the southern end of the aviary and won't come back until they get more heat.
So basically, I think it's the other side of where they are.
Yes. Anyone else? Deja?
I think it's like a heat house.
Yes, an aviary is a location for birds to hang out. I heard the gazelles are sick. The zebra stripes are waving up and down with their shivering, and it gets the gazelle motion sickness. Take my advice. Don't wander too far from the end of the pen. Tigress is restless. She shouldn't be taunted, you know. Okay, so I want you again. Last question. How did the other animals feel about what was happening at the zoo? Take 1 minute, talk with your partners.
Because the penguins were happy.
You know, some of them said they were kids, some of them kids, like the bears kids, and some of them, I mean,
30 seconds.
They could just be in the cold, because I saw this.
that's not a problem.
It can be in the cold, but they can't.
That's not a problem. You can't go there.
I feel like some animals like it because of what type of animal.
2 and 1. One group raise their hand and tell me, how did the other animals feel about what was happening at the zoo? Someone tell me about what about the lions. What about the lions? Remember what the lions? 7.
The lions didn't care about the snow. They said they can hit their own food.
Absolutely great job. Somebody tell me about the chimpanzees. You remember the chimpanzees? Noah, chimpanzees?
The chimpanzees, they were cold, but they still wanted to do some
Good parkour. Okay. Yeah, they're good. We see the picture. He's correct. Look at the picture. They're in the jungle gym. They're doing moves. They're cold, but they're trying to do parkour. Great job.
That's crazy.
Someone tell me, raise your hand. Tell me about the black bears. The black bears. Yes, the black bears were hibernating. If you hear my voice, clap once. Excuse me, we're not shouting out. Great job, they were hibernating. And lastly, how did the penguins feel? Oh wait, someone, Michaela.
They felt good because they liked the cold.
Yes, the penguins out there playing in the cold, they love the cold. And if you hear my voice, clap once. So, I'm going to now give you guys a reading passage. The reading passage is going to be just like what we just went over, and it's read aloud. You're going to read the passage, short passage, and then answer the questions. Do we understand? Great job. 1.